Let's get started. Hey, I'm
Okay.
Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I am with an absolutely amazing woman named Ruthy Ferrara. Ruthy Ferrera is how you say
Yep,
it.
Ferrera. Yep,
Ruthy
Ferrera. Yep.
Ferrera, it is an honor to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Okay, I feel like a woodpecker in a lumber yard. I'm a little giddy. You're in New York, right?
Yes, sirree.
Were you
The
born and
Empire
raised in
State.
Were you born and raised in New York?
Yes, born and raised in the Bronx.
Okay, yeah, you do some bits about that.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
when did you start doing comedy?
Believe it or not, not that long. I would love to say 5 years, but let's not count the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I've been pounding on 4, and it's been
Okay.
blessed. It's been good to me.
And yeah, it's been real good to you. You're doing amazing. It's fantastic. Was there a catalyst, Ruthie? Was there something, 5 years ago? I mean, you've done so much other stuff. I got so much written down. But was there something that you said, I think I'll try comedy?
I let's start with I've always worked within the entertainment industry, whether
Right, right.
broadcasting. I've always been around it. And now that my kids are grown,
Okay.
it gave me the push, like, hey, I want to get back into this. But
Right.
I wanted to do like writing for late night, writing for news,
Okay.
just writing comedic stuff.
Right.
And I worked across the street from Caroline's, the comedy club in New York
Sure. I
City.
know it.
And I happened to see a flyer or something like to take classes or something like writing or comedy.
Right.
I said, ooh, let me try this. Well,
Right.
I tried it. And I was also told, Ruthie, why don't you ever thought of doing stand up? I never in my life thought of doing stand up. And I love comedy. I love stand up comedy.
Right.
Happened to try it. I gave it a shot. I did some stuff. And let's say my very first graduation show at Caroline's
Right.
was an unbelievable experience. That when I finished, the applauses, the laughter, everyone pulling me, it was just insane. That I remember when I finished, I turned to my family and said, I want to do more of this. I swear to God.
That's
And
fantastic. That's fantastic.
and then who knows, hundreds of shows later, I'm on theaters, casinos,
You're doing
great,
amazing.
great comedy
You know,
clubs,
you can take that
festivals.
pen out of your hand unless you're taking notes.
Um, yeah, I'm taking notes, and it feels like a
Yeah,
cigarette, even though
yeah,
I don't smoke.
do you
But
always do you go on stage with a pen?
no, because I have to hold the mic.
I'm wondering why you're holding the pen. I'm like, what's going on? Are you taking notes? Are you okay? We got a lot of stuff to
But that
cover,
felt comfortable.
but okay, good. I want to bounce around and have some fun. I think you're a New York Mets fan.
Yes, it's funny. Bronx born. We grew up minutes, walking distance on a nice spring day, walking distance to Yankee Stadium. We grew up with nothing but Yankee fans, but there are pockets of the Bronx that have a lot of
Right.
Mets fans, and we're one of them.
I have a lot of friends that are Steve Goldberg and all kinds of people that have been on the show that are Mets fans.
Yeah, there. I guess we like to root for the underdog,
I couldn't be happier for you.
and you gotta
Now,
admit they've been
okay,
amazing these past
speaking
couple of.
speaking of underdogs, let's go on to the New York Jets.
Oh my God. They're now going through some serious issues with their
And
coachless,
yeah,
or
you
did they
don't think
hire someone from
hang on,
college?
you don't think Bill Belichick's going to come?
Nah. And to think he has the secrets from New England and the other team, but I think he's done. He made it clear that he wanted to retire, but
Oh
you
no,
never
I saw
know.
your post on Facebook why he's not going to come.
Yeah, because he'd rather you crazy. He's afraid someone will steal his 24-year-old
Yeah,
girlfriend.
right, right, right. No, I
So
actually I've been rooting for the Jets, and Steve Goldberg's a real good friend of mine, and he's a
yeah,
Jets
he's a
fan.
good buddy of mine too.
I told him that if because he's like the Jets will never make the playoffs. I said
Oh,
if the
and it's
Jets make
early.
it,
You never know. It's
I said
still
if the
early.
Jets make the playoffs, you're coming back on the show. And he
And
said,
he's
hell, we'll
yeah.
do a 2 night special.
Wow. I mean, it's still early. Hey, look what happened to the Mets. They
I
looked like
know.
they was nowhere near the playoffs. Look at them now. Like really, they actually surpassed. They got to the end. What is it? The NDLS
We're,
first, and then
yeah,
the Yankees came after. So come on, nobody
I'm
saw
with you.
that coming.
Let's shift her back to comedy. I'm sorry. I'm just playing around. You just got back from the Latin Comedy Festival in Chicago. How was that?
Oh my God! It is a shame that this country and all comedy clubs are not aware of how many talented and funny Latina comics are out there. It's
Right.
just unbelievable. Like I told these girls, you guys gotta keep it up. You gotta keep
Yeah.
pushing and knocking doors. These girls
Well,
were
you know what?
amazingly
Tell them to
funny.
come on my show. I'd love to have them, every one of them on my show.
Wow, very,
Open
I mean, they
invitation.
got it all. Looks, smarts,
You any
in
ones you like,
Spanish, they're
Ruthie,
cochingonas,
send them
you
my
know.
way.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Wow, it's just so, and then a lot of them made it to Chicago. People came from San Antonio,
Right.
Sacramento, Los Angeles, New York. I mean, from everywhere. It's like, wow,
And
amazing
you
talent.
consider yourself, I don't want to give anything away, but you're a Blatina.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is how people see me because of my skin color.
Right.
But Spanish is my first language. I am a Latina.
Right.
I speak Spanish, read it, write it, very fluently. It is my first language.
Okay.
And just to differentiate yourself from others so they can understand who and what you are. Like I have a friend, he's mixed, but he makes it clear. Like I go, oh, he goes, my mother is Jewish, but oh no, like my father is Jewish, but my mother is an Afro-Colombian. So I got, he described it perfectly.
Right.
Of because if you
Uh
say Latina, Latinas could be as white as Gloria Estefan and as dark as
yeah,
myself, or
hey,
even
I don't play that. You're just a person to me. I love you,
yeah,
okay?
exactly, yeah. No, but
Okay.
just to be clear and
You got more stuff. You have your own candle company.
yeah.
Okay, you want to tell
It's
people
called
about that?
Celebrescence. We
Yeah.
celebrate people, places,
Yeah.
and special occasions, with like a celebrity twist. Like I have a fun candle that smells like bread and it's called Bread Pit. I
That's
have a
cool.
delicious smelling candle that smells like brownie. It's called Jane's Brownie.
Okay.
Like it has a fun celebrity twist, but it's not so much. We also personalize a lot of scents and
Cool.
a lot of different colors for special occasions.
Right. We want to go back a little bit because I jumped ahead. But you mentioned, that you've been in the entertainment business, and one of the places you worked, because I went to your website and there's all kinds of pictures with all kinds of people. You're an amazing woman. One of the places you worked was K Rock
Yeah,
with Howard
love it.
Stern.
Yes, sir. Great
And
experience.
there's pictures signed by Robin Givens and
Robin Quivers.
or Robin Quivers, excuse me.
That's okay.
But
Yeah, I'm still in touch with all those folks.
right. Well, and I just wanted to because I saw it, and one picture I saw was with Jackie the Joke Man Martling.
Great guy.
And my friend used to manage his fan club. And lo and behold, I
Yes.
have the Jackie the Joke.
Wow.
Hold on. I have they're signed. I have
Wow.
I have four different ones.
Look at you.
That's how I get my jokes.
Oh my God.
There
You
you
know,
go. I
speaking
wanted
of
to mention that.
Jackie, speaking of Jackie Martling, he is still so sharp that
Yes, he
I
is.
remember like we worked together 30 years ago
Right,
and we reunited. I saw him. We were together at the same club. I think it was in Governors in Long Island.
right.
We saw each other's and I went up to him and of course he recognized me. I mean, we go way back.
I know you do.
And he and just to see like if he's sure that he remembers me, I said, "Hey Jackie, you remember me?" And he goes, "Of course." And he repeated a joke that I said to him 30 years ago, and
Go
he brings
ahead.
it back to like in the joke is it was funny and cute, but remember this is 30 years ago. He goes, I told him, what's the difference between a black cow and a white cow? The white cow says moo. The black cow says moo out the way. And
30
so
years
I
later,
told
it's
him that
still
like
funny.
30 years ago, and then he tells me that 30 years later.
That's wild.
Yeah, so he's still sharp as a tack.
Yeah,
He's
he's very
great.
good.
He's still
I just saw
funny.
some stuff
Yeah.
recently.
Unbelievable. He is a
Okay,
joke machine.
we're going to get back to because there's a lot more stuff. You've done some TV, some movies. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want to? How
No,
do you want to
whatever
go?
you want to talk about. Oh my God. Do you know the show like the SUV shows, the like
Yeah,
Law and Order SUV?
I
If you
saw
see
that.
the beginning credits, you know
Yeah,
how it's phased out, you see the judges, you see
yeah,
prostitutes, you see crime, whatever. Well, I'm one of the prostitutes, but you don't see my face. You just see
yeah,
like a blurred
yeah.
but yeah, it comes on all the time. You know, that's one credit, but no one knows that's me. But if you look close, and then, but I've done so much stuff in the past
It's
that
unbelievable.
at the time, we didn't have like digital cameras or phones,
Sex in the City,
and I
New
can't
York
prove these
Undercover.
things. Yeah, you
Sex
see,
in the City,
look
New
at
York
how far
Undercover.
back I've worked. Would you believe this? I've done a video with Eminem,
Yeah, I
the
saw
rapper.
that, and also a movie with Robert De Niro.
Oh yeah, 15 minutes. Remember that movie, 15
Yeah.
minutes? It's crazy. Yeah, it was filmed here in New York City.
Excuse me.
That's
I'm really
okay.
sick.
But again, those movies and everything that you've mentioned, I've done it so long ago that again, there were no smartphones or digital cameras for me
Yeah.
to have captured all that stuff. But anyway, going back with Eminem, I was his height, and we did one of his videos. I'm Not Afraid. His song. It was filmed in Newark, and there was no one. They needed someone to be his stand-in, and since me and him were the same height, they had me as his stand-in. But that was just for camera and lighting purposes. But he's a great guy.
And
Very
what was the
quiet.
deal? What was the deal with Ace Frehley and Kiss?
Oh no, that going back to when I was 5 years old, like in kindergarten, and this was a school in the Bronx. He was my very first celebrity like experience that I got to
Right?
talk to. And this I remember I was in kindergarten, and
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
isn't he from the
I know,
Bronx?
Ruthie. I sent
Is
you
he
a
from the
picture with him.
Bronx? Because I remember he came to the school and was showing people, and we were painting our faces like Kiss. I mean,
Really?
yeah, we're going back like 50 or
He's New
40
York. He's
something
New York,
years.
isn't he? New York Groove. He has a song called New York Groove. You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they play it all the time.
And I got to touch his guitar.
Yeah,
It was fun, but again, this was in kindergarten or
I
first
know.
grade. This was
I'm
a
being
long time
stupid.
ago.
You didn't
But that
figure.
was like a taste of the entertainment world that and
Yeah.
ever since like I've been in school plays, I've been, in theaters. I've done so much that I've always stayed within the entertainment
And
world and love
now
it to this
here
day.
you are on your comedy minute. You've come. Doesn't get any better than this.
All
Comedians,
good.
comedians that inspired you, and comedians that you like now.
Um of course, Joan Rivers, she
Really?
and all the female comics from back in the day, they literally like they took a
They paved the
jackhammer
way.
and broke walls and broke ceilings.
Yeah.
Joan Rivers, Moms Mabley, you got to
Okay.
give them their flowers.
My
Um,
mom and dad used to listen to Mom's Mabley records and Red Fox records and stuff like that.
oh wow, and who else? Oh my
Did
God, there's just so many. The ladies from back in
did
the
you
day,
know that
Phyllis Diller.
Did you know that Helene Witt wrote jokes for Joan Rivers?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Padovano did too, if you know Tom.
Yeah, I know both Tom and Helene. Yeah, and it's true. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
And they're
crazy.
good comics, both of them, Tom and
Yeah.
Helene. They have cool like one-liners and stuff.
What about comedians you like now, Ruthie? Are there some out there? And you can mention local folks that you like or
Oh
anyone you want.
yeah, like no, the big ones. It's funny that a lot of people don't mention. I like George Wallace. I really do.
You know what? I'm trying to get George on the show. A friend of his,
And
Lester
he's from
Bibbs.
New York. He's here in New York,
Well, Lester
I
Bibbs,
believe.
I had Lester on and I had Mo Alexander on, and George actually contacted me. He went to the Olympics
Mm-hmm.
and he was supposed to do it after that, but hopefully I'll get George on the show.
Oh wow, I hope that happens.
I do too. I love George.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, the big names, Chris Rock, uh,
That's good enough. That's
Eddie
good enough.
Murphy, a lot of them, Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of them. I like what's her name? Nikki, her delivery.
Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer, I love her
Yeah.
delivery, her roast. I loved which the ones we all lost. Greg Giraldo, he was one of my favorite
Okay.
roasters.
All
Yeah,
right.
there's just so many of them. I like because everyone has different styles.
Sure, sure. And it's different folks, different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, yeah.
I like
Yep.
real dark stuff, but some people, and there's people that do all kinds of stuff. You just won the ladies, or not, won the Ladies of Laughter competition, which is a major, major ordeal.
Yeah, that oh my God. The women there were great, and that was one. It's funny that I just kept remembering my lines, like studying. There's a lot of memorization, a lot of and banging away and keep going, don't stop. And
Right.
like to prepare for that, I've done so much that it was well worth it,
Yeah.
and it worked out. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna be doing a lot. I have a lot booked. I'm booked all the way to March, like
Yeah.
almost
You just
April.
got back. You just got back from Chicago. You were in Chicago last
Yeah,
week. Yeah.
yeah. I just got back from Chicago. I have a lot of stuff lined up now. I'm lined up. I have stuff lined up and booked all the way to April. And I hope, of
I'm gonna
course,
put
more will
all the
come.
links to your website, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you have, TikTok, your YouTube channel. I'll put all the links in this when I post it
Oh, good.
so that people can find you and
Oh,
come to your
goody.
shows.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And but
Yeah,
it's funny, we still gotta push away and bang away and with our
yeah,
comedy because it's not easy.
sure.
There's not today more comedians than there were back in the day.
I thought for sure you'd mention my buddy, the Gwyn Factor.
I know her. We've shared
I love
stage
Gwyn. I
together.
love
Yeah, she
Gwyn.
is fabulous. She's
Yeah,
fantastic. I love her style.
yeah.
But she's not from New York. I think she's from the
No, she's from
DC
DC.
area.
She's from my neck of the woods.
Oh, okay,
That's how
okay.
we become very good friends.
We were
But
both on
your style is very,
the black
very similar
women.
to her style.
Oh, yeah,
She's a little dirtier.
yeah, she's dirtier, but fun. A lot of
Oh my
fun.
God, yeah.
I love her fro.
Well, speaking of which, I'd kind of like to throw a little bone to you here. Maybe you can tell me a little about. You've been married a long time,
Yes.
but your husband's still pretty frisky.
Ah, yeah, well,
Is
yeah,
that? I'm trying to set you up,
every
Ruthie.
men are
If
frisky,
you
let's
didn't know it, I'm
say.
trying to set you up a little bit.
Yeah, he uh and it's funny, we've been married together for so long, like I said, as my joke, that you would think we'd be like two ships passing in the night. And no, he likes to grab me by the oven. He will squeeze me by the dishwasher and humps me by the refrigerator. I'm like, stop, what are you doing? He goes, but I'm your husband. I go, yeah, but we're in Home Depot. He he
Oh my
yeah,
God.
he still acts like a little boy. Like I said, come on, like we've been together for so long. Like it's nothing exciting anymore. Like like sex wise, it's the same body but older. Like
Right.
I don't know, maybe because I'm a much older woman and it's just I don't know, but you'll hear more in my comedy about that.
Do you have a favorite show that you've done so far in the last 5 years or whatever. And then, of course, the follow up question: a least favorite show.
Uh,
In other words, favorite that you've done that you feel like that was. You mentioned the first one where you
I
just
would
felt it.
say the Ladies of Laughter. That was probably obviously because I came out a winner,
That's
and the
on. That's on
applause
YouTube.
and the roars that I've heard, because it one of them that happened that took place in the theater was in the Emlyn Theater in Westchester, the Emlyn Theater.
Okay.
And I've never heard that many applauses and roars in all my shows. And that pushed me to make it to the final.
Right.
So I think that was, and I listen and look at the video to this day,
Yeah.
and it gives me chills. And it was a sold out show. To
Yeah.
hear the roars, the laughter, the
Yeah.
applause. I don't think I've ever heard something like that in all the years I've done comedy.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
now, and if you didn't figure it out, I'm an idiot. Okay. So, the least favorite show.
Least favorites are the ones where there was one time, and this is the beginning. And I hate to say this, a lot of men are still intimidated and still considered, because comedy is a male
Right.
dominating,
I know.
you know
I
that
know.
comedy is a male dominated in the industry. That there was one show that a guy, I'm looking at him, and he brutally and purposely shows me, look what I'm gonna do. He takes his chair, turns it around, and has his back facing me. But I ignored it, and I just kept going and kept going, doing my thing. But he's the one that felt stupid because everybody in front of him, because remember, he had his back towards me, everyone in front of him was laughing like crazy. So he's the one that felt stupid, and everybody just paying attention to me and laughing while he's being this idiot. And I know I sensed it. He did it because what he showed, what he demonstrated was that, like, who am I? Whether it was my skin
I
color,
I,
that
I
I'm a
I was just gonna
female
say, you know what,
comic.
Ruthie,
He was
that
just
I'm
being
speechless
ignorant. He was
because
just showing me that he was either intimidated, a misogynist, so many other of the
can,
negative
can
stuff.
I can I use a word, Ruthie?
Go ahead.
Asshole.
That too, yeah. But
Oh,
I ignored him.
hey, I hope I
You
didn't
gotta
offend
ignore
you,
the ignorant.
but that's the only word I could think of was
Yeah, but
what an asshole.
when it happens to you, you can sense what it was, what it
Oh,
really was.
sure.
Yeah, asshole was one of them.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
There
yeah.
was others. There was others.
Well, and you know what? That's something that, again, we're just meeting people we've never met. I love you. I
Yeah.
think you're fantastic because I've just admired all you've done, and you're a great
Oh,
comedian.
thank you.
But
You're a great interviewer. I'm sure
no,
people
no,
tell you
hold on,
that too.
because I want you to know this. I used to go to BET
Mm-hmm.
with Deborah Cox or Tony Braxton or whoever,
Yeah,
and I was the
yeah.
only white guy there.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't like. It sounds to me like it was racial or something. He was being such an ass, and
Yeah.
that
It could have been,
that
and
doesn't
it
sit
could
well
be
with me.
a misogyny thing as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It could
Oh,
be
I've had some of those
you.
on here,
Yeah.
and that's why I've been clear because I agree with everything you said. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of these men think it's all male, male, male. You know what? I want to have, if I could have nothing but female comics on from here on, I would do it. The
And
problem is getting them to come on
yeah, no,
but
I
no,
hear you.
I believe that. And my heart goes out because there's so many great female comedians that aren't getting a break.
Yeah, it's sad, but we're still pushing hard. It's like we gotta work triple the time, and
That's what
it
I hear.
irks us also. Like we all have we're all on the same social medias and stuff, and you still to this day, it's 2024. You see flyers of all guys show, like five guys, like
You know what
really
though? We're
throw in
starting
one
to
female.
we're
There's so many
starting to
female
see more and
comics
more
out there.
starting to see more and more all female shows, which is really cool.
Yeah, and again, like the Latina, comedy festival,
Yeah.
the Black women, in comedy.
Yeah.
You see more of that, and but it's still like there are
Hard.
no females like in the same. Okay, we got top females, but not in the same level
I
as
know.
Chris
I know.
Rock and Chappelle.
We're
Or
gonna change that, Ruthie. You're gonna break
well, we
that glass
sure hope
ceiling.
so. We,
You're gonna break that glass
it's getting
ceiling.
there. It's
Yeah.
still walking in its heels, and it'll get there.
Yeah.
And it's
Well,
probably there. It's not as much.
you know, again, we're just meeting and everything, but having been in the music business and worked with a lot of big stars, people would always say, "Scotty, how do I make it?" Or my daughter can always, and I always said it comes down to drive and desire.
Yeah,
If you have enough drive and enough desire, you
it'll
can make
get
it.
there.
You
It'll
can't
go.
lose either one. If you lose either one, you're done.
Yeah,
Drive and desire will get you. I
passion.
mean,
Yep.
and would you agree with that, Ruthie?
I 1,000%.
Because here's the other thing that I think is really cool about you. And again, we're just meeting. You're like me. You've done so much in your life already. When you look at your website with all the pictures, all the people, even Trump,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
but
But this
you know
was
what?
when he owned the plaza at the
No,
time.
I know, and I'm just saying it because you redefined yourself. You said, you know what, I'm going to do comedy. And I have people say to me, Scotty, you're doing comedy now? I'm trying, you know, and I just
Do you
admire the
like
heck out of
it?
you.
Do you like comedy?
I love to make people laugh.
There you
You
go.
know,
Nothing wrong with
I don't
that.
know that I'm any good at. I'm like you though. I'm 4.5, 5 years in. January will be 5 years for me, and I feel
Uh,
like I'm getting better. I
okay,
mean,
yeah, it takes let me give you an advice that I've heard from and you can see it on her videos, like Jessica Kirson. She says, get on stage. Get on stage. You got to get on stage. And that is true. And that's how I got better. And
yeah.
Maz Jobrani,
No, I
if you
don't.
see a
But
picture of him, you know who he is.
okay,
He is uh I hope I'm not wrong, an Iranian comic.
okay,
But if you see a picture of him, Maz Jobrani, he performed here at a theater not minutes away from where I live. I
okay,
happened to see him, and towards the end, when you get a chance to meet comedians,
sure,
I got to speak with him, and I said, "Hey, I am an upcoming comic. What advice you have that you can give me?" He said, "One, get on stage. Two, get on stage. Three, get on stage." And he was right. Him and Jessica Kirsten was right.
okay,
That's the only advice I could give people, and it's true.
yeah,
By getting on stage, whether it's through open mics,
or
bringer
whatever.
shows, regular shows, that's how you get better. It's like riding
Yeah.
a bike. Keep riding it. I don't care if you fall. Keep riding, keep riding, keep riding. You're gonna get better.
Well, that's
Get
great
on
advice.
stage is all I can tell people.
I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, but also want to thank Joe Scrocca. I don't know if you do you remember Joe or do you know Joe?
Yes, he is. I've offered him a gig, and sadly, he couldn't take it because he was booked somewhere else. And I look forward, and I can't wait to share a stage with him again. A nice, fun, and jolly guy.
Yeah, Joe and I've become very good friends. He's been on this show twice.
Wow,
He sends me people. He
that's
mentioned
good.
you. He mentioned you and you were on vacation and I tried to get in touch with you and I'm just so grateful to have you here.
Oh, thank you. I'm
I
grateful,
mean,
and apologies. I just been so
don't
you saw
don't
my
no, stop that. Stop that.
insanely busy.
Listen,
It's
if
a
you've had a
lot.
good time, I'll be here every step of the way. You want to come back on and promote something? You got stuff you want to
Sure.
talk about? I'll have you back on.
Oh, excellent,
Cool,
excellent. You're doing
cool.
a good job. Keep doing your thing.
I am. I
I'll
am.
do
Yeah,
my
just here's the difference, and just so you know, I'm
uh-huh.
62 years old. I've got some real bad health problems. I don't think I could
Oh,
get up on stage.
oh.
No,
But at
I
least
mean
you're
I just
doing
don't.
this. At
But
least you're
that's not.
doing this.
Yeah, I'm going to keep doing this, bringing joy to people's lives, making people laugh. I enjoy doing what I'm doing, and I don't want to get sappy here, but I just want to. If I keel over on this one, Elaine Witt's worried about me, and I said, "Stop worrying. I had a good run. I've done a hell of a
Oh.
lot.
And you're doing good what you're doing now. At least
I feel
you're
like I am. I
interviewing
feel like I'm getting better as
comedians.
an interviewer and that kind of thing. And also, people are starting to come around to the Your Comedy Minute thing.
Oh, cool.
because that's what time it is.
There you go.
You know what time it is? Ruthy Ferrera, your comedy minute. Go ahead, my friend.
What do you want me to say? Some
Oh, Jesus God, Ruthie. All that setup.
you know
All
what?
that
I'm work.
setup.
It's funny
All that
because
setup. And you
I
do that to me. You
I
do
have
that to
so
me.
many different stuff going
You
on.
can do,
It's like,
Ruthie, here's the
oops.
thing about your comedy minute. I hope everybody takes it can be 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a joke or a bit. It can be a story. A guy told me he ate too many mushrooms and climbed up in a tree. I've heard stories. Did you see what Gwen told me?
What she said?
She I don't want to offend you, but she said I'm trying to do comedy when I was younger, but my husband wouldn't like the research. He said, but how was I supposed to do a big dick joke if I never had one?
Oh, all right.
So
Check this out.
anything
Here's
you
my
want to
comedy
do,
minute.
a joke, a story, anything you want, it can be a minute, 5 minutes. I'll do another introduction. Just
All right,
whatever
we're
you
not
want to
gonna
do.
ruin it this time. Let's go.
Here we go. Ruthy
All right,
Ferrera, your comedy minute. Let's go, my friend.
all right. Like Kamala Harris, I am a strong woman of color,
Right?
and we do have a soft and privileged side.
Right?
We're married to white men,
Okay.
and yeah, and it works out. Being in a mixed marriage, it works out. You know,
Right?
it does good. It balances out. You know, like mine and Kamala's credit score went up. Our husband's food flavor went up. And our big extra pillows, our tushies in bed makes their private parts go up. So it works out. It
Oh my.
works out, you know, it balances
Okay.
out. So it's all good. But here's the difference. Just not to get confused. The difference in the food flavor is Doug Emhoff's food has curry in it. My
Right?
husband's food has adobo. So there you go.
Oh, you're fantastic. You're
Thank you. Thank you.
fantastic. Let me stop the recording so we can talk for a minute off the air. Thank you
Surely.
so much for being here, Ruthie.
Thank
I
you,
hope you had
Scott.
fun. I
Lots
hope you
of
had
luck to
fun.
you. And I'll be sending some comedians your way. So,
Okay, wonderful. Let me stop the recording.